here what I'm going to explain, right? This is going to show you, suppose you have data in other project. Suppose you have a code in other project in that will represent a folder, right? Let's assume that in this my case, I have so many projects here. One is this project. In that I have something called not this one. Let's see. No. So let me. Is this the one? I think this is the one. Okay. Yeah, this one only. So in this I have Java. Let me check. Yeah, in this I have something called collection as well as collections class. Collection and collections class, there are two things. So I have something called externalization, if you guys remember what we have discussed. So I'm taking all these packages, all these are all actually packages, right? These are all actually packages. So instead of that, what I will do, I'll copy this. Okay, I'll copy these two again. I'll copy these two packages. I'm going to keep them in under com. So I'm under com because this code, whatever the code is there in this inside these programs, right? The code has a package names like com, Lara. This is it is this package, this order only should be. So that's why I have copied these three now. I have copied these three now under copy. One is Lara and the threads and these two packages I copied. What I'm going to do in our package, in our uh, project. What is our project? I think Hadoop hands-on. In that our thing is inside the Hadoop hands-on. What is our Java hands-on? In that we have com. Okay, let me see that so don't get confused. Go to Eclipse. Start Eclipse. Anyway, your Eclipse will show you that what is the package you are using, what is the project you are using. It's running. It's a hands-on only. Hadoop hands-on. Okay. Okay. It is started loading inside the. What happened to this? It's not able to load. Cannot determine. Hmm. It is failed to load. I don't know why. Just remove all. It's okay. Not a problem. We can reload it. Something went wrong in the while loading. File. You can choose a proper workspace. Or workspace is. Go to other. Check is this workspace is there or not first. Yeah, we have this workspace, and I think we have Java hands-on. Why it is not coming? Maybe some problem with this, or else we'll browse it. user local Hadoop hands-on. Something we might have did wrong, or something we might something might be corrected here. Let's see why it is not loading. Oh, why it is not loading? Something gone wrong. Maybe. Okay, we'll import all the projects one more time. So let's see here how to import the projects also. Existing projects into this workspace. Choose your workspace. Say finish. It's a refreshing workspace. Okay. There are so many processes are running. It's actually refreshing the workspace. Let it. I think it may take some time. Okay, by the time it will refresh, let's okay, seems done. Overseas Java hands-on. I still it started building the workspace. Let it build. So by the time we can have a little discussion about what we were discussing before. So we were discussing yesterday about the array list, right? So Arraylist is a global array. Internally, it maintains the global array and it allows the duplicates. The major difference is it allows with other type of collections like a set collection, and Arraylist is the class where you can create an object for the Arraylist class where you can start putting the data into Arraylist class. So in this Arraylist class where you can have like a duplicated values in the Arraylist class, whatever the Arraylist you are writing, right? So it will allow you to put the duplicated values, and also it will also maintain uniqueness. Sorry, it will also maintain the index, not uniqueness. It will also maintain the index. Let's see that with a program. So to show you that, I need this workspace up and running. So we not yet copy pasted in this Java hands-on. So let's first check here. Okay, let's go here. This is your package, and this go to source, a little slow the system is. Com. Here you need to paste it, whatever you have copied. Oh, it seems that we lost it. The system is little slow. Maybe that's the reason we are seeing a little delay in the response. These are the other no uh, the other project which I have taught to other batch. So where you can take this. That time this file, this directories has been created. So okay, so as soon as you placed it here, so they'll all get available in your workspace, but you have to refresh your workspace to get that. You need to right click and say refresh, So look at here, the com dot lara dot, so it will started showing you here, right? So in this we are going to see collections, and we are going to see Arraylist demo. We are going to see Arraylist demo, and that's as similar as your list demo only. Okay, today my system is really slow. I don't know why. And you can also see list demo. Let me open these three classes here. Okay, let's try to understand what is a list demo. So here I'm creating a list, array list. So if what is this yellow color lines? Because it is clearly telling that you are using raw type. You are not using the generic type. I'll tell you what is a generic type later. So that's why if you see here, so it is without generic. Without generic means you are not you are not specifying this is a specific type of data. I am not specifying that. So here I have created something called AR list. They have created something called Arraylist, Aswini, whatever you call. Here I started keeping different type of data. That's what we discussed, right? The collection, we can play with a different kind of objects. It's no need to be the same type of objects, right? Here I have whatever I'm keeping here. You may think that it looks like a primitive data types. No. So as soon as you are putting into a collection, it, even though you're putting the primitive data type values, it internally converts into object. It internally converts into object. That's called auto boxing, right? So whatever you're keeping into your collection object, whether it's a respect of array list, or it's a vector, it is a linked list or set or map, whatever it is, whatever you're keeping into your collection, whatever you're trying to load into your collection, the collection framework, that will become an object. Here this 1000.00f is an object, this is an object, and this is an object. These are all objects. These are not primitive data types. So what I have done here, we have seen a different kind of constructors, right? This is one type of constructor here. Okay, so now I have created an empty constructor with empty constructor and empty default constructor, I say. So in the default constructor I started adding, for this object I started adding the elements. I started adding the objects. So I have added a double type or long type or a float type. You can add any type of elements. You can add any type of elements. You can type array, you can type character. uh, I'm adding here really slow. This today my system is really slow. I don't know why. You can say here like this. It will allow because it is not a specific type. You are you are telling that it is not specific gender or specific type, so it will allow. So that's the one of the feature of your collection, right? You no need to store same type of objects. You can load any type of objects. So when I'm going to check, when I'm going to print all these values, I can simply say that I'm not going to traverse here. I'm just dumping whole values into. I'm just trying to dump here. array list. Okay, plus if you want to change the name, you can change it, guys. So let me change the name here. Select this, right click, refactor, rename. Okay, so you can say list one. You can say list one. Okay, instead of specifying the bigger name, I said just list one. So you can stay here list one. So when you do a refactoring, right? So as soon as you are doing a refactoring rename, wherever the name will be in the same file, it will be renamed automatically. No need to do each and every line separately. Okay. Now let's see. I'm going to print this. It is running. It's telling that there are some errors in this project. Fine, it's okay. I know that what are the errors. I'll tell you why this null point exception. We are not going to worry about it. So we are going to see only the list, which is the first statement. So it started printing all the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Do you see, are they maintaining order or not? Are they maintaining order or not? Let's see duplicate. Let's see a duplicate. Let's see a duplicate. Are they allowing duplicate or not? Let's say, are they allowing duplicate or not? They are allowing duplicate as well, right? So not only this, you can also bring specific position wise, position wise, as what are the we have discussed yesterday, right? So where is that? Yeah, this one only. We have discussed about set of methods, right? So in this, one of the method which I have used, add method. One of the method I have used, add method. Select your package, util package, select your class, and go and see what are the methods are there. So I have used one of the constructor, and I'm going to use one of the, I have used one method. Now I can use this method by specifying the position. Let's look at, guys, here. I'm going to add list one dot add of, I want to add it in the fourth position. I can add it. I want to get the fourth position value. I can get to fourth position. Fourth position element. So what is the method we have? Dot get of 4. Dot get of 4. So what it will do? It will return. It will return the value. You can assign this value. So if it is returning it, you can assign to any value, right? If it's returning the value, you can assign to here. So you can have a int or float, whatever the type of the value, you can assign into that. Okay, let's see. List, it allowed the duplicate. I have added into fourth position. As soon as I added into fourth position, is that deleted the old one, or the old one also remaining the same? The old one also there. The old one also there, right? And if you see the fourth element, I'm getting the fourth element. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Right? So you can do this kind of experiments. You can do this kind of experiment. You can try with all the methods. So all the methods are pretty simple, guys, as I explained yesterday's class. So all the methods are very simple. You can just simply execute methods. You can find the size. You can find the size, right? As of now I just created this list. I just created this list with the capacity. So that's why your size is showing you 0 here. That's why your size is showing you 0. Even though your ensure capacity 200 and you added only one element, I'm trying to see the size, it is only, it means it is dynamically, how many elements are there, those many elements only it will store, right? And I'm creating one more array list. Here I'm also adding a null value. You can see here, I'm add all. I'm adding list 1 to another list. List 1 is a collection of values. That list 1 to another list I'm adding. I can do that. The list 1 I can add to another list by using add all method. By using add all method. And also I'm trying to print this, and see I have another list, array list 2, AR list 2. So in the AR list 2 I'm printing one by one. How I'm printing? Traversing. It is called traversing or iterating or looping through or going through each and every element. Here I have used for each loop. Guys, if you observe here, it is, I'm trying to put it here 1000. What is a 1000? 1000 is integer type. What it is telling here? The method add int string is a type of string. List type of string is not applicable for the int. What it is telling, I cannot allow the int. Sir, you just now said that you can keep any type of data, but again you are showing that you cannot put integer. But what is this? I have specified here generic. What type of data I'm going to put into this array list? What type of data I'm going to put into this array list? I already specified here while declaring. I'm declared as an integer. Sorry, string. I declare as a string. If you declare as a string, it will allow only strings. It will allow only strings. It will allow only string. It will not allow non-string value. Not allowed. Not allowed non-string values. That's why it was showing you error. This is called generic. While creating your array list, you are specifying, I am going to create this type of elements only. My array list should contain only students. My array list contains only employee. My array list contains only strings. My array list contains only integers. You can specify like that. When you specify, it will not allow other type of values in it. Okay, so I'll share this code. Okay, I'll share immediately in the git or somewhere. You guys can have a look of it. Okay, I'll immediately share it into git. Okay, I'll immediately upload into the github. You guys can have a git access to the git, and you can take all these programs, what are the programs we have tried till today, you can access all of those programs. So where is my git? So git, what is a git? Some people may surprise, what is a git? GitHub is a public repository where you can keep all your Java code, whatever the code you are, whatever the document you have, you can keep there. It's a public repository. Anyone can access it. Anyone can download your code. Anyone can see your code if they have if they know your the name, git name. You can create on GitHub. You can also upload into your git things. Okay, so here I'm going to create a Java code. So I'm going to create one is called Java code. In that Java code I'll be uploading all this Java code. Today only I will do that. Okay, so whatever we are discussing, all these parts, all this code I'll be uploading. So after uploading this code, you're able to see it. Okay, you'll be able to see all this code into there. You can also have, we can take this code and try modifying, changing it. Okay, that is a one way of, this is one way of going through each and every element for loop. It is called for each loop. It is called for each loop. What this for each loop will does, so you no need to specify, what is the condition, you no need to specify what is the how to the increment, right? You just need to pass your array, you just need to pass your collection object here. The collection object, it will automatically internally it goes one after one. So you have to specify what type of element it has, but it should have the same type of elements, guys. If it does not have the same type of elements, what you need to do, you have to declare it as an object. Let's assume that I have the same another list here. Look at here. Oh, I need to change everywhere. Fine, I'll change it, not a problem. Okay, now I'm not going to specify as a string. I'm not going to I'm not going to apply generic. I'm going to do like this. So now it will allow 1000. It will allow number type. It will allow in whatever you want to add. Sorry. So now I'm going to put it here some value which is not array, which is not a string type. Okay, now I have added. So now I want to traverse through this. Now I want to traverse through this. How will I do that? I want to traverse through that. How will I do that? Let's take same. Specify one. So here also specify one. Here also can specify one, and you can do it here. Now I'm going to traverse through this array, but is it a string type? Is that a string type? No, it is a collection object type. I'm not specified it's going to be all the only strings. I didn't specify it will be going to only integer. It is a mix of all. In this case, I should specify here object. Why? Object is a parent class. Object is a parent type of all objects, right? In the class Java. So it will allow. Now it will allow. But you see this. You see this. What is the difference? See this. Okay, anyway, it's printed because we are using only primitive data types. Suppose if I loaded here employee type. Suppose I have something called employee class. Employee object is there. I added an employee object here. So that will not print here properly. Why? Because that should be overridden to string method. That should overridden to string method. That we already know it. Suppose if you want to print objects in the, these are all objects, right? These are all objects. So how come the objects are able to print in the console? Because string has a overridden the toString method, and integer has your integer, 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 not int primitive type, integer class already overridden the toString method. So you no need to worry about the toString method to display the values in console. So it automatically. Suppose if you are going to add here as a student, suppose you are going to add the employee, then you have to take care of the toString method in that case. Clear, guys? Still here? Any doubts? So please execute rest of the methods. You have all the methods here, retain, and you can have an okay. The another way of this is another way of traversing. So I have explained the one way of traversing is through using for loop. There is another way of traversing iterator. If you guys remember, yesterday we have discussed something about iterator, right? Iterator is a way of iterating through each and every element. Look at, guys, here there is something called iterator. I am creating iterator it equal to array list, whatever the list you take. Okay, whatever the list you take. Suppose you want to iterate through this, you can take that name, or you want to iterate through only array list, you take that list. Okay, so iterator is the method in the array list. Iterator is a method in the array list. Look at guys here. Iterator is a method in the array list. Iterator is a method in the array list. What it will do? It will create iteratable objects. So then what it will do? It will start iterating on top of it. It will iterating on top of that. It is returning here iterator. It is returning here iterator, returns an iterator over a time, over the elements in this list in proper sequence. What are the sequence you have? It will be the same sequence. Now after this, now you have a iterator object. You need to iterate through that object, right? How we will you do? It dot has next. If you guys remember, yesterday I have shown you that. Yesterday I have shown you that. If you see here, I'm in the very first element. Then I want to move to this element. So I have to check whether is element is there or not. Whether element is there or not, I need to check. Then I have to move to next. Then I have to move to next. Right? That's the way we'll move into one after one. Right? I mean, we will traverse through one after one. Right? That is what I'm doing here. Let's look at iterator dot has next. I'm checking is there any elements in the iterator. The first it will be representing the current position, and I'm checking is there any element in the iterator. Yes, there are elements. So then move, go to that element, and I'm just it dot next. What it dot next it will do? It will move to the next position from one position to another position. Let's look at guys here. So when my cursor is this location, in when I'm there at A, when I'm moving, when I'm it said next, it will move to here. While moving to another position, it will return this value. The value will be returned. That value you can take, you can print, you can access anything, you can do anything that in that value. So when I'm moving to next, and again it will give that while it is moving to one position another position, the value will be returned. So the value will be returned. So the value will be returned. You can take that object and you can do it anything. So that is what I'm printing here, iterating. If you see my console, iterating, iterating, iterating. While iterating, it is fetching 111 value. Because it's a println, that's why it is printing in multiple lines. Okay. Okay, so you have a get method, you have a retain all. What is the retain all? I have a array list 2 has some elements, and array list has some elements. I'm checking both the list is there or not. Okay, so all the matched elements you can retain. I mean, so what it's whether it is there or not. So you can check all these, you can check all these methods, you can try with it. Okay, so by tomorrow I want to see a program from you by executing all the methods from array list. Okay, so please send me once you execute all these methods. So few things you can which you didn't understand, you can leave them, but most of the things are important, like add all, get, retain. I know you need iterator is important, list iterator is important, and remove is important, the set is important, and sublist is important. This it has very less methods. You don't need to know, there is nothing you can ignore, like you can know, uh, no need to implement. The hash code, yes, you guys know it. No, you don't need to do that. Equals, you know that you don't need to do that. Clear, yeah, do it. So clear also gives an idea what's a clear. It will clear all your objects from the list. Okay, these are all the methods. So I just copy pasted here all the methods for the reference purpose. Right? You can try with the same examples here. So I tried multiple with vector. Now try discussing about a vector. What is a vector? What is a vector? Okay, so let me show the same guys here also the same. It's here also same, but whatever we have seen here, it is a type of primitive type, or I can say instead of saying primitive, it's a wrapper type, like integer, string, those things we have seen here. Suppose if I want to put the objects, I want to put the objects into list, how will I do that? So I want to put all the students, how will I do that? This is my array list. This is my array list. I want to put objects. I want to put objects. How can I do? First, you should have that class. Let's say here I have a dog class. In the dog class, I have some variables. I created some constructor with a parameter, and this is my toString method. I said, right, if you are going to print the dog objects, object in the console or in the log. So you have to override the toString method. So I have written some toString here, and compared to, I'll tell you why it is compared, because the same class I'm using for some other purpose and sorting order. That's why I have used it compared to here, because we know what is the comparable. We already discussed about it in the nice manner. Hash code in equals, you know that to check whether the both objects are equal or not. So when you go down in your array list demo, see here dog d1 equal to new dog. I'm creating objects, guys. I'm creating d1, d2, d3, d4, d5. I'm creating four objects. Now these four objects I want to put it in a list. I want to put it in a list. Look at here. I'm created a dog list. Inside the dog list, I'm adding all the dogs. Dog 1, dog 2, dog 3, dog 4, dog 5, and so on. I'm adding the dog. But here I cannot add any other type than dog. You cannot, I cannot add other than dog, it will not allow, because it is a type of dog. Our list is a type of dog. You are specified in the bracket. You specified in the less than greater than symbol, saying that you allow only dog type. So now dog is a object. Dog is a one class, right? So class is nothing but a type. So let's execute this program. Let's execute this program. You can easily see that the size of array list is 0. This element, this question, because list I just created, but I didn't add any element in the list. The size of array list 1. This one, because I added one element, one dog. And if you see my dogs class, all dogs are there. Dog 1, dog 2, dog 3, dog 4. So I have dogs, 4 dogs in this. Okay, I added the dog wise. Okay, I hope you guys understand. So not only primitive types, you can add the object type into our array list. So you can do this kind of experiments. So I want one example from the same kind of example. So keeping the employee objects or keeping the students in a array list. So let's look at here another example. It's also same. So nothing, you can add, you can create a sample AL and you can add the elements and you can check it here. Let's see list demo. So this list demo is demonstrating here with, we just saw this, whatever we have discussed with multiple programs actually. Okay, there is something called list iterator. Okay, we just discussed about iterator. Guys, keep it, it's very much important, list iterator. So in iterator, you can go only forward direction. It means from here you can go in this forward direction only. Iterator, you can iterate through this forward direction, like from A to position 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4, like that you can go through it, but you cannot come back. You cannot come back. I want, once you move to third position like a 0, 1, 2, 3, and you want to see the second element, you cannot see that because you already passed it. It is a one way. It is a one way, you cannot come back. So if you want to come back, you have to again re-execute from the starting, right? But there is something called list iterator. List iterator is the iterator which has a forward direction as well as a backward direction as well as forward direction. How you have a it.next element, the same we have something called it.previous. So let's look at that interface. List iterator, it's the interface, guys. List iterator also an interface. These are under interfaces. So look at, guys, here methods. Okay, you have something called add. While you are iterating, you can add. While iterating, you can add, but in the previous case, while iterating, you cannot add. Has next, has previous, has previous, has previous, and I mean I'm checking the previous some element is there or not. Next, next, previous, next index. You can find the what is the next index, previous index, remove, and set. These are the methods are available in the list iterator. List iterator is an iterator where you can traverse through a forward direction as well as you can direct back to backward direction. To get the element, the previous element, you can use the previous method. To check whether the previous objects are there or not, you can use has previous method. Has previous method. So if anyone want this link, I can share, guys. This is the documentation. So you can execute it, you can execute all this, you can implement all these methods. Okay, so let's see a vector. Guys, vector and array list is exactly same, except what are the methods in vector class? What are the methods? Your add method or get method, what are the methods are there in our vector class? Add all, those are all synchronized methods. Those are all synchronized method. The difference is vector is a legacy. What is a legacy, sir? This collection framework has been grouped like a list set, and array list comes under list, linked list comes under list. These are all happen 1.5 onwards, Java version 1.5 onwards. Before 1.5 there was some collections. Before 1.5 also you were having like 1.2, from 1.2. So you have something called collection classes. That time the collection class was vector class, old class. The vector class was a very old collection class. Why? Because every time we even in 1.2 also we need to play with a group of objects, right? So that time they created with the vector. But in initial version of Java, if you see most of the classes are synchronized. Thread safety, right? Thread safety means it will not allow multiple threads at a time. One after one only it will allow. So while we are discussing about a string buffer, we discussed about it. One second, guys. Okay, guys. So I got a call. So so what is a synchronized? Synchronized means it will not allow the multiple threads at a time. It will allow only one thread at a time. So the old classes, legacy classes, most of the legacy classes like a vector, hash table, your string buffer, these are all legacy classes. These legacy classes have they worried about the security. So that's why all the old Java classes are legacy. All your old Java classes are synchronized classes by default. Synchronized classes by default, right? So only the difference between the array list and vector is synchronization. So you can also see the methods here. Go to your vector class. It's a base, right? If suppose if you want the thread safety, thread safety collection, so you'll go with the vector. You don't want the thread safety, you can just go with the normal thing, normal array list or whatever you feel. See guys, same methods will be there, right? Same methods will be there. There may be some methods which is belong to specific to this class, but rest of all are same. Rest all are same though. The purpose is same. The purpose is same. Okay, the purpose is same. So if you see here, you can read about this. It is a thread safety one. Okay, so all the methods in this are thread safety. That's the only difference. And coming to linker list, linker list. Let's see, is there any linker list here we created? Yeah, linker list. You can create by using DQ. You can use by using array list also. Okay, using array list also you can create a linked list. Or else if you want me to create, let me create. New class linked list demo. Linked list demo. So start writing here. Create your linked list class. As similar as all your array list can be converted into linked list, guys. So as simple as that. All your array list can be converted into linked list. So when we will go for the array list, when you have a more iterations like fetching the data, when you have a more random accesses, so you have a collection, your requirement is that get the values from that collection, you keep referring that collection. That kind of scenarios we will go with array list. And there is a scenario you'll keep inserting the new data, deleting the new data, you're modifying. That kind of scenario will go with the linked list. And you have an access, you need an access, but it has to be thread safe. You will go with the vector. All this whatever I am declaring here, right, all this can be converted easily into a linked list. So you just need to specify the list here, and you need to change the class name here. Instead of array list, you need to say linked list. You need to say linked list. That's it. Everything will work fine, as similar as your array list. As similar as your array list. The only difference is here we need to understand, okay, why. Oh, okay, let me explain this. Yeah, I'll explain that. What is a linked list? The linked list, the internally the data structure works such a way that you will be having a node. It's called a node. It's called nodes. Node means one element. Okay, one element which will be having data. Let's take a double linked list. We'll talk about it. Data address. So let's see how it looks. This is my node. Node 1. Node means one chunk. Value is 1. Address of other node. It will maintain address of other node. These are like connected linked list. Connected links. Like it will be having the previous one address. Let's say 90. So the value is this. It's 101. You'll be having one more link here. It will be connecting here. It means the linked list looks internal to users. See, the array list internally uses array. It means whenever you declare array list, you should have sequence of memory. You should have sequence of memory. Correct sequence of memory. The whole memory should be, suppose I'm creating like this, I should have a proper memory like this in single space, in a single location. Let's say from here, if you consider this whole is my whole memory, if you consider this is the whole my this is whole is my memory, so you should have a sequence of memory, continuation memory. But when it goes array list, you don't need a continuation memory. So you have space here, create one link here. You have space here, create one. You have space here, create one. You have space here, create. So then link them. So how it is linked? It will be referring the addresses. It will be maintaining the address. See here, it will maintain the address. It will maintain the address. It will be maintaining the address. It will be pointing to this, and this will be pointing to this because they have address. And this will be pointing to this. They have address. It will be pointing to this. They have address. So the advantage of the linked list is you don't need the sequence of memory. You don't need the sequence of memory. If you can have a bits and piece of memory, you can make use of that as well. Suppose I have a memory, guys, this is my memory, and complete my memory is full. I have full like this. So I have little space here. This is full and this is full. I'm just showing you an example, okay, to make you understand. So this is some full and here also full, but I don't have a continuous memory for to store an array. So this type of in this kind of scenarios, if you try to create an array list, it will not get created because it requires the sequence of memory, continuous memory is required. So but suppose this kind of memory, what you can do, defragmentation and all those things, there will be so many blah things to do it. Okay, so in this case what you will do, you can do with array list aram se. You can use without any problem, you can use array list, linked list here. Sorry, not array list, you can use the linked list here. You create one node here, you create one node here, you create one node here, you create one node here. It will create automatically. You don't need to do anything. It will make use of the memory. You can refer like this. It will refer like this. It will refer like that. So that is a advantage of one of the advantage of having one of the advantage of having your linked list. And also it is very fast in insertion deletions compared to your array list. Why? Suppose now the new element came. I want to add into the second position 0 and 1 second position. What I will do, I will create a new element, I mean new node. Okay, this address is 500, let's assume that. Now I want to insert here. So what it will do, it will just change the address. Instead of here keeping 102, 102, it will change the 500. 500, now it is referring this. So and here you will be referring 102, let's assume that it will be referring 102. Now the link is changed. Now the link is changed. You don't need to move one place to one place to one place. You don't have something called moving, right? You don't need the things like to moving one from one position to another position. But in array list, you have to move the positions. You have to move the values from one place, one position to another position. But in case of array list, the deletion also same. Suppose I want to delete this element, you just change the address to 1 or 2 here. Then it will directly point out to this. As simple as that. As simple as that. So that's why Arraylist is faster in insertion and deletions compared to, sorry, linked list is faster in insertion and deletions compared to Arraylist. Linked list is faster, linked list faster for inserting, deletion compared to Arraylist and vector. Because it is just changing the references, it's not moving the positions actually. So that's why it is faster. Suppose if you have more insertions into your data in the collection, if you have a requirement, you are keep getting the data from the database, and you keep putting into this. You can go ahead and use linked list instead of using array list. This also allows the duplicates. This also allows the duplicates. It also maintains the index. It also maintains the linked list always maintains the insertion order, because if you see this diagram, every time it is referring other. If you see this diagram, let's say my first element came where I am. Yeah. So if I have my element, one node is there, and I got one more node, it always linking to at the end of this only, right? So always maintain the links. Whatever what it will always maintain in order of, it will always maintain the order, insertion order. Whenever you see a linked list, it means a linking. So always it will be having an insertion order. Wherever you see a linked list, it can be linked hash set, it can be linked hash map. Whatever you're trying, not only list, you can have wherever you see a linked, the term called linked, you can assume the blindly it will maintain the insertion order. Whenever you heard about the linked, it is, you can assume that blindly, okay, it will maintain the order, insertion order. It will maintain the insertion order. So that is about array list, vector, and linked list. So if you guys have any doubt, please stay back and ask me. Others, they can leave for the day. So tomorrow we will be discussing about.
Next,
Okay.
for example, let's take
Let
there is
me.
a
Yeah, sorry to stop you,
yeah.
Kishore. Let me put in this way, guys. His question is that what is his question is how it is giving a better performance. So if it is an array list, if it is array list, I need to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I need to do here? Suppose if I inserted in the third position, a new value came, 50. Now I said insert into second position. Now what will do? The second position, whatever is there, 4 will be moved to third position. Third position will move to fourth position. Fourth position will move to fifth position. Fifth position will move to the sixth position. Correct? Yes or no? Now, when it go to the linked
Yes,
list,
sir.
so the same thing will take in a linked list. How the linked list work in this case? Node 1, node 2, node 3. You can have anywhere. It no need to be the sequence. So here the first node will be null, the previous will be null. Here the value is 2, and addresses, but it will maintain the references. Let's say the reference is 90 here, 100 here, 100 not 110 here, 120 here. I have one more address, 125 here. I have one more address, 130 here. Okay, now it will say 100 because it is referring this point, right? It will be having 90, so it will also pointing to the previous one. So I'm talking about double linked list, double linked list. So fifth, and it will be having 120. Let's assume that it means it is pointing this. So here you have a 4 value 4, and it will be here, it will be having 100. Here it is pointing 125. Let's say 125. So it is pointing this, and the value 6 or 6, it's not 6, it is 10. Okay, and it is maintaining 130. So it means it is pointing this. The value is 20. So the 20, and it is maintaining 110. It means it is pointing to this link. Correct. Now the new well, it's 20 and this is 30. Okay, now the new value came. Now new node I want to insert. Okay, I got a new node. Okay, let's say here a new node came. I create a new element. So now I want to add into the new element. Here I want to add into at the last. So adding at the end it's easy. So I can just specify it's 150. I can specify 150 here. Done. Easily I can add it. Okay. Let's say I want to add it into here. I want to add it here. It means after this node, after 125. So here what I will do, I'll remove this first. I'll remove this. Instead of 150, 130, I'll say 150. It means I will point out this. Now here I will point out 130. I'll point out 130. So what is happening? You changed only one position. Do you disturb other things? You didn't disturb other things. You just change the address. Do you disturb at least this?
No, we didn't disturb, but my question is, I mean,
Hmm.
what if, for example, the initial address is 100
Hmm.
and the second value is, I mean, the referring addresses will be around 500 or something. There will
Okay.
be very long distance between the memory, right?
So why? How it is really matter even though it's a long distance?
Okay, I mean, will it
It is just
literally
a
takes
reference
a lot
value.
of time?
No, it won't take.
Okay,
Just a reference value, right?
okay,
You are not
okay,
traveling
okay,
from
okay.
here to there, right?
That's true, but
Hmm.
just guessing whether it will be taking too much memo
No, no, no,
time for the
no,
memory.
no.
Yeah.
Any other doubts, guys?
Ravi, why we are using that capacitor in the first program which you saw, that Arraylist program, you are using one statement like capacity
Correct.
for that. So why we
Correct.
are actually using that?
Look at here. Capacity means you are setting the capacity. Look at here. Ensure capacity. Initial capacity. So you are creating construct with the empty list and the specified initial capacity. Initially, how much capacity I need for my array list. So what will happen when it reaches to capacity? So when it reaches to the capacity, it will double the size of the capacity. It will double the size of it. And there is a method called ensure capacity here. And in this, it is there, ensure. No, maybe it is in which class it is. I mean, from where it is coming, I'll just let me check. This is what you're talking, right? Initially I'm specifying 12. My capacity is 12, right?
Okay.
There is something called
Yeah, you're
hmm,
you're specifying 12 there, but
hmm.
again, why you want to check to ensure the capacity here? That's what I'm asking.
So what is ensure capacity is doing here? What is ensure capacity will do? Okay, so let's do one thing. I'm ensuring the capacity of setting the 200 here. You can do that manually if you have that option to do it.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say here, you have that option to do it.
Okay, but initially how much you have before
No,
this
see,
200?
you are just specify the capacity, but it's not making use of that capacity, right? So what it is doing, it
No,
is just
then I can here can I give 500 also like that?
you
Ensure
can give
capacity
500.
500.
Yeah, you can give 500, but it will occupy only how much elements are there. That much only it will occupy. Anyway, it will not occupy the complete memory.
Okay. But in this array list, in previous lines, how much we have given there? Ravi, can you just go to the top?
12.
12. Okay. Because that's why I add that out. Here you are giving 12. Then again you are checking for 200. So that's why I asked actually.
No, no, I'm checking whether it's right or wrong. So I'm see this. Okay, so okay, let me show you this. I think I can open it here. No, I'm not able to open this. So after ensuring your capacity, is that the size will change? Let's
It
click
won't
it.
change.
Then I mean I didn't get you. What is your doubt actually? It is not. It is
No,
your.
no. Actually, no. What I'm asking is there you're specifically you're specifying as 12 there, but then you're checking the ensure capacity as 200, ensure capacity 500. That link I don't know why you're
Oh, okay,
giving
okay.
that.
That okay. See here, I have something like see. You have these are two different things. Okay, these are not. There is no link between these two. The first thing. So you can declare like this. Okay. And I'm telling that there is one more option where you can do ensuring the capacity, where you can add the capacity, where you can increase the capacity. You have an option. That's I'm showing an option here. So first initially you have to give 12 or later you have to give 200. There is no link between these two. Without this also you can do that. Let's say I don't have 12 here. I can do directly here. No problem.
That means if after this 200 we can include 200 elements in this
Yeah,
array.
yeah, you can.
We can insert
Yes.
200 objects
At
something
least
like that,
minimum.
right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Thanks, Ravi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're ensuring this much capacity can at least be there. So but it will be there, but will it really occupying that much of memory, or it's showing that much of size? No, it will not, sir. It will not show that. It is just a capacity. It can hold that much. It can hold when in a single attempt. When it reaches to 200, it will double the size. Automatically it will grow. Anyway, this is not a fixed size again. Don't think it's a fixed size. Again it will grow. 201 can you can insert.
Okay.
202 you can insert. But at
Yeah,
the,
again after 4 lines you can insert 500 also 600
yes,
like that,
yes,
right?
yes. No, you don't need to do
Okay.
that time. You don't need to do. Suppose I have elements in 199 elements or 200 elements are there in this array list. Okay,
Okay.
200 elements are there. So 201 automatically get insert. You don't need to worry about it. But
Oh,
till 200, it will not perform that increase in the capacity. Till 200, the capacity will be hold like your bucket. Okay. So as soon as it
okay.
is increasing, automatically it increases. The capacity will be
Okay.
increases. So at
Okay.
initial level, this is the capacity for it.
Okay. So it is not mandatory then.
It's
It's
not
not
mandatory.
mandatory.
It is not mandatory.
Okay. Okay.
It's dynamically grows. That's what the very first statement we say that the collections are dynamically growing. If you want to do something like this, yes, you have an option to do it. Go ahead and do it. So that is an option. That is a the flexibility is given by a framework to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Someone else having some other doubt, it seems. Aparna?
Also, one small doubt.
Yeah.
We delete a node in linked list.
Hmm.
Will it just change the reference or the whole
That,
thing will be
that will
deleted,
be
whole node?
deleted. That node will be deleted and it will change the reference in the link. No.
Okay.
Now I deleted 130. Let's assume that. Now I deleted 130. What will happen? 130 will be no more. This will be no more. And it will change the link here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. This is the link, Ganesh, you were talking about.
Yeah, yes, Ravi. This is the link which I